In every family, there are bonds that shape our lives, connections that define who we are and who we become. These ties are woven through shared moments, laughter, and sometimes hardship. They are the invisible threads that hold us together, even when the world feels uncertain. For Bruna Caroline Ferreira, a 33-year-old mother living in Massachusetts, one of the most important bonds in her life was with Karoline Leavitt, the White House press secretary. Caroline wasn't just a friend. She was chosen as her son's godmother, a role Bruna entrusted to her over her own sister. This decision was not made lightly. It was a reflection of the deep trust, respect, and affection Bruna felt for Caroline, and the hope that she would always be there for her child. Choosing a godmother is a promise, a vow that someone will stand by your child, offering guidance and love, no matter what. For Bruna, this was a symbol of unwavering support, a bond she believed would never break. But life can change in an instant. Bruna's world was turned upside down, and she found herself thrust from the comfort of her home and family into the harsh, unforgiving reality of the U.S. immigration system. The life she had built, the security she felt, was suddenly at risk. Despite her connection to someone in power, Bruna discovered that influence could not shield her from the pain and fear of public scrutiny. Instead, her struggle became painfully visible, her private ordeal exposed for all to see. At the heart of this story is Bruna's relentless fight for her family, her dignity, and her right to remain in the only country she's ever truly called home. Her determination is a testament to the strength of a mother's love and the courage it takes to stand up for what matters most. Bruna's journey is not just about legal battles or headlines. It's about the heartbreak of feeling abandoned by those she once trusted, and the resilience it takes to keep going for the sake of her child. Today, we look back at the day Bruna's world changed forever, her harrowing ordeal in detention, and the powerful message she sent to Karoline Leavitt, a message about hope, betrayal, and the enduring power of a mother's love. November 12, 2025, began as any other day for Bruna Ferreira. She drove to her son's school in Revere, Massachusetts, ready for a routine pickup. But as she waited, unmarked vehicles surrounded her. ICE agents approached, turning a familiar scene into chaos. In front of her son's school, Bruna was arrested, her world upended in seconds. Her son, left behind and confused, watched his mother taken away. What should have been a simple act of care became a public spectacle, leaving scars on both mother and child. Bruna was swept into the immigration system, her future suddenly uncertain. For nearly a month she vanished from her family's life. What followed was a harrowing journey through fear, isolation, and a mother's desperate fight to return to her child. Bruna's ordeal didn't end with her arrest. It was just beginning. She was moved from facility to facility, never told where she was going, stripped of control and connection. Each transfer deepened her isolation, making it impossible for her family to find her. Her final destination, the South Louisiana ICE Processing Center, hundreds of miles from home. There, surrounded by other mothers, Bruna faced the agony of separation and uncertainty. The constant question, "What's happening to my child?" Every day in detention was a battle to hold on to hope and sanity. Bruna fought not just for her freedom, but for the strength to endure the nightmare. While Bruna was trapped in detention, her thoughts never left her son. He faced confusion and fear, thrust into the spotlight by his mother's arrest. At school, he endured rumors and media scrutiny, his safe space shattered. The White House claimed Bruna never lived with her son, a statement she and her lawyer fiercely disputed. Their life together was real. School pickups, weekly outings, the small moments that define family. To have her motherhood questioned publicly was a deep wound. Bruna's fight was not just for freedom, but to restore her son's sense of security and the truth of their bond. Her love for him fueled her determination to be heard. In detention, Bruna faced another battle, defending her reputation. DHS claimed she had a prior arrest for battery, a damaging allegation she vehemently denied. Bruna insisted she'd always been law-abiding, never even receiving a parking ticket. The criminal label felt like a personal attack, not just a legal tactic. Bruna's immigration story began in 1998, arriving from Brazil as a child and living under DACA protections. At her arrest, she was actively seeking a green card, following legal pathways. The focus on an expired visa and a disputed criminal claim felt like a pretext to remove her. Bruna's fight was about more than staying in the country. It was about clearing her name and protecting her future. She refused to let a false narrative define her. After nearly a month in detention, Bruna was finally released by an immigration judge. The relief on her face was unmistakable, but the emotional scars of her ordeal remained. For weeks, she had been separated from her son, uncertain if she would ever see him again. The moment she stepped out of the government building, she was not just free, she was determined to speak out. In a powerful CNN interview, Bruna addressed Karoline Leavitt directly, her son's godmother, and the White House press secretary. She looked straight into the camera, her voice steady but full of emotion, knowing her words would reach not just Caroline, but the entire nation. Bruna called out the hypocrisy she saw in Karoline's public persona. "Just because you went to a Catholic school doesn't make you a good Catholic," she said, challenging Karoline to live up to the values she claimed to hold. It was a bold statement, but Bruna felt it was necessary to break through the silence. She reminded Karoline of her sacred promise as a godparent, a vow to support and protect her godson, no matter the circumstances. Bruna spoke of the trust she had placed in Karoline, recalling the day she chose her to be part of her family's life in such a meaningful way. Drawing on their shared experience as mothers, Bruna asked, "How would you feel if this happened to you?" She wanted Karoline to imagine the fear and heartbreak of being separated from her own child, hoping that empathy would overcome political differences. Her appeal was more than just a request, it was a plea for empathy, urging Karoline to remember her role as family, not just a public official. Bruna hoped that by reaching out on such a personal level, she could remind Karoline of the human cost behind every policy decision. The White House remained silent, offering no response to Bruna's heartfelt message. Yet Bruna's question lingered in the air, a challenge to someone she once trusted deeply, and a reminder that silence can speak volumes. Her message was clear. Family bonds demand compassion, even when politics intervene. In the end, Bruna's story is a call to remember our shared humanity and to never let official titles overshadow the responsibilities we have to one another. Bruna's arrest sent shockwaves through her family, especially her 11-year-old son. He lost his mother for a month and faced public scrutiny no child should endure. Bruna's mother, the family's matriarch, was devastated, her years of sacrifice threatened by a single event. The family battled not just legal challenges, but the harsh judgment of public opinion. Allegations and silence from Karoline Leavitt played out on a national stage, compounding their pain. Their private struggle became public, testing their unity and resilience. For Bruna's family, it was a month of anxiety and sleepless nights. Her fight was their fight, a struggle to protect both freedom and dignity. Through it all, Bruna held on to her pride in the life she'd built. She stood firm against accusations, confident in her integrity and clean record. For someone living with immigration uncertainty, following the rules was second nature. The criminal label wounded her deeply, but she refused to let it define her. Bruna's identity as a devoted mother was also under attack, but she countered with the truth of her daily life. School pickups, outings, and love. Her digital footprint proved her presence as a mother. The ordeal brought heartbreak, but also a renewed determination to speak out. Bruna's unwavering pride gave her the strength to fight back and reclaim her story. Now, Bruna's focus is on rebuilding and healing. Each day, she wakes up determined to create a sense of peace and stability for her family, even as the memories of hardship linger in the background. The journey has not been easy, but Bruna's resilience shines through in the small moments, morning routines, shared laughter, and quiet reassurances that tomorrow can be brighter. Her greatest hope is to restore safety and normalcy for her son, to see him thrive beyond this trauma. She dreams of a world where he can play freely, learn without fear, and grow up surrounded by love and opportunity. Every hug, every smile, is a step toward healing. A promise that she will do everything in her power to protect his future. She wants to honor her mother's sacrifices and keep her family united. The lessons passed down through generations of courage, perseverance, and hope are the foundation on which Bruna builds her life. Family dinners, shared stories, and traditions remind her of where she comes from and the strength that binds them together. Bruna dreams of finalizing her legal status and living without fear in the country she's called home for over 25 years. The paperwork and uncertainty are daunting, but she remains steadfast, knowing that security and belonging are within reach. She envisions a future where she can contribute openly to her community and watch her son chase his dreams without barriers. Her story is a testament to a mother's enduring love, the force that fueled her fight and now guides her future. Through every challenge, Bruna's love has been her anchor, giving her the strength to persevere and the hope to keep moving forward, no matter how uncertain the road ahead may seem. Whether or not her message to Karoline Leavitt is answered, Bruna's voice has been heard. She has become an advocate not just for herself, but for countless others facing similar struggles. By sharing her story, she brings attention to the real people behind the headlines, inspiring empathy and understanding in her community and beyond. She stands as a reminder of the human stories at the heart of immigration debates. Bruna's journey is one of courage and hope, echoing the experiences of families everywhere who long for acceptance and a place to call home. Her resilience and determination highlight the importance of compassion and unity in building a better future for all. Above all, Bruna's hope is simple: to be a mom, to nurture and protect her son, and to give him the childhood he deserves. For her son, that's all that matters: the unwavering love and presence of his mother, guiding him through life's challenges and joys, one day at a time.